Are you all looking at this right now? Spaghetti ball of wires for the aftermarket Pioneer head unit. Pulling out of the Silverado, putting it in the Bourbon. This is where the head unit goes. And then you got all this to make steering wheel controls work, the OnStar, the chimes in the truck. I really hope it works. Fingers crossed. What is going on, Bourbon lifers? Hope you all had a great week. It's Friday. It's late. The little guy is down. Mama's down. And you know we had to. Upgrading to the old Pioneer. Actually, the new Pioneer double din. Alright. Upgrading the old head unit because I absolutely love CarPlay. I need it on road trips, exploring, when I use Onyx off-road. Now, this Pioneer head unit, double din, is Apple wireless charging, or wireless Apple CarPlay. So I can wirelessly charge via the lovely Boost Auto wireless charging mat, which I'm probably going to leave open for, say, if my wife was in the car or if a passenger was in the car. And then I'm going to install another magnetic charger right here. It's going to fit perfect and look real clean. I'm going to try to hide all the wires as best I can this time. I've done numerous amounts of head unit installs. I used to work at a car installation stereo place back in the day in high school to make some moolah. And I'm just kind of cleaning up with this. I love this electrical tape. It's called Red Wolf. It's like almost like hockey tape that you put on hockey sticks. It's amazing. I love the feel. I could obviously just use electrical tape, but this kind of dampens any sound if there's rattle or vibration, so this will dampen that noise. So stay tuned. Hopefully it works. I got a hodgepodge of wires here, and I hope I install them all because, like a stunad, I already soldered, wired, loom, the whole shebang. So one take, one hit, one take. Let's see. Stay tuned. Okay, not entirely sure how this is working, but it is. Yeah. Now, how the heck am I gonna get all this tucked away there, nice and neat? Stay tuned. Also, one thing to note: nothing against Crutchfield. I don't even know if I was explaining it to them properly. However, when you get the interface, because your vehicle has steering wheel controls, it has OnStar, the steering wheel control will go in the back of the head unit. So this one is for the microphone when you speak, you're making calls, and this is for the steering wheel control. I thought it went into the aux in, but what the heck do I know? Again, I'm not a master mechanic or certified technician. I have done enough head units in high school to be dangerous, but yeah, I started going down the YouTube rabbit hole, Google forums, just trying to figure out what the heck the issue was. Crutchfield was right in the fact that I didn't need to use these two wires, which are part of the steering wheel controls, that came with the wire harness from Crutchfield. They just said plug it in to the aux, and I thought it was this aux. Now, as you can see, every time I click it, I don't know if you can see that. Boom. Awesome. So excited. All right, let's get this back put together. Okay, another thing to note, this Pioneer double din head unit, I believe it's the WDX 4600, 4660. I got this, I want to say about 3-4 years ago, off of Crutchfield. Absolutely love Crutchfield. However, this I bought on Amazon. It's a high output wireless charger, magnetic. I had this in the Silverado. It works great, very strong. magnet. You can see the company there. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Some Chinese brand. Anyway, USB-C to USB-C. Right, that anchor cable, which I love Anchor. That anchor cable plugs into USB-C right in the back of the head unit. So now what's really cool is I'm gonna wire this in a way where you don't see like any wires when phones are wirelessly charging. I added this little 12-volt gauge with 2 USBs, so that's good. And I might add more cigarette lighters for other things, maybe switched, so I can have the option to add some switched outlets. So stay tuned. I'm gonna put this all back. So pumped. I don't know how this works, but it did. All right, everyone. So if you are still following and watching this video, I really appreciate you. I am trying to get all of this wire tucked away relatively neatly, but at the end of the day, you just kind of have to shove it all in there as best you can, and then route the rear view or reverse camera wire as neat as humanly possible. I'll kind of show you guys that when we're all done, and then also the microphone, which is right there. But this is the biggest pain in the butt once you get to this point. And just one thing that I've learned over the years when installing head units is that constantly turn the key into the accessory and make sure the head unit's still working, because wires do come loose. So just a little tip of the day or the night, because it's almost midnight. But I'm really trying to take my time, and I want this to be clean. So, well, as I'm looking at this, as clean as it should be. Oh boy. All right, another little trick that I learned over the years is when you're fishing all the wires, if you have enough slack, put the head unit up on the dash and feed everything in, and as the wires are being fed into the dash, pull the head unit in, and it should slide right into place. Another thing that I'm learning with this Red Wolf tape is that it really dampens the sound and vibrations of like plastic hitting plastic. Like you can't hear anything right there. So anything that is not being used, like a rear amp or RCAs to a amp and sub, I'm just taping, as you can see here. So that way when I shove everything back in there, it doesn't rattle when I'm going down the road. Because as you know, with old vehicles, they tend to rattle like crazy. All right, getting the reverse camera wire all wire loomed or electrical taped up, ready to run to the back. All right, everybody. Well, as you can see, it's a new day in not so sunny, cloudy Florida. I just wanted to show you the final product. Finally got the head unit installed. As you can see, it's all working. It actually looks really good. I mean, it took some time last night. I didn't go to bed until I think 2 a.m. So it took a long time to get all of the wiring situated behind the head unit. It took a while to kind of position the head unit so it's centered. But I was able to use the OEM dash kit here, trim kit, which was nice. And what I ended up doing was this wireless magnetic charger. There was a USB-C behind the head unit that I just plugged into. So every time you turn the car on, the head unit goes on and the wireless charging goes on. And I also wired the microphone right here. So I think it's a pretty clean look. Minimal wires, which I love. I'm gonna add probably a switched cigarette lighter here, maybe 3 or 2, to add some other functions. But all in all, it looks really good. I'm really happy, and I took my time with the reverse camera wiring. I wanted that as if it came from the factory. So unfortunately, I ran it behind this whole dash cluster, came down, and then there was a rubber boot in the firewall that I was able to pass it through. And to finish it off with a license plate trim kit that I got off of Amazon with a built-in reverse camera, and it works beautifully. I'll show you guys real quick. Throw it in reverse. Boom. And that's the new chime. When the door's open or the door's ajar, your seatbelt's not fastened. So it's very clear. I'm impressed. So if you guys, I am a mess. Actually, you see the hands are all dirty. I know the truck. God knows how many wiring. But if you guys like this sort of content, consider subscribing, drop a comment. I'm gonna do my best to bring you Suburban content once a week, really with a 2-year-old baby on the way. Probably gonna stick to shorts, but if you always go in depth, mod, let me know. Try my best to bring some Suburban content. Hopefully some adventures in all this space, all this room, and as the family grows. Old Suburban for adventures overlanding. But anyways, I'm beat. I gotta get cleaned up. I'm an absolute mess, and yes, I'm still in the same clothes. This will get washed before the next video. I promise. Okay, I'll be clean. I might be wearing the same stuff, but at least it'll be clean. So until next time, guys, be safe, stay well, and see you all on the next one.